Hey guys, it's Chief Logan bringing you the recap for our war against WHF. Now this was a random war and WHF had a little bit of an advantage. They had a 33k weight advantage and 95 hero level advantage, I believe. But due to the update coinciding with this war, it was a lot less, it wasn't very fair for either team, to be honest, because people were disconnecting the whole time. People were attacking for 3 stars and it ended up saving us a 2-star. And that happened on both sides. We can't take it as an accurate representation of either clan, to be honest. However, over in EE we are extremely happy with how we performed this war. So well done to everyone in our clan, and also well done to WHF because they were great sports throughout it, even with all the glitches and stuff happening. So we're going to start off the recap with number 25 by Sloppy Second. It's going to be a straight up go Vaho with a shattered entry. So he starts off with a loon onto that mortar just to get it out of the way. 1-to-1 trade, and that means he can send in the hog for the clan castle lure. Doesn't manage to get the full clan castle, but that it doesn't matter too much. First golem comes in with a few wizards behind it to funnel, sorry. And the second golem comes down quite soon after with a few wizards of its own. Queen goes down to help take down some of the storages, and he drops a hog onto that wizard tower just to get a 1-for-1 trade. So now he's getting the full clan castle lure, and it's a dragon that comes out. Sends in a few wall breakers with these Valks to get them through. Now, his first jump could have been quite a bit earlier, but it still does its job. They get through to the next compartment and make their way towards the queen compartment. Heal keeps them alive as they go through. Second jump goes down nice and early. Valks and king get targeted onto the enemy king, and it goes down in a few seconds. And then they go straight onto the queen. So the queen gets smashed by the king, and he's already got a few hogs coming in to that first Tesla farm there. Reinforces it, because I don't know if he knew the Teslas were there. They're going to make it through because they've got a heal on them. Still got plenty of Valks up, got both heroes at full health. Quite a few hogs as well, so yeah, it's going to be a definite 3-star. The last 2 hogs take down the last 2 defences because they're all targeted onto the king. So it works out perfectly for him. And it's just clean up after that. So well done to Sloppy Second. Moving up a few, we have 22, which is King of the North, being attacked by Hunter. King of the North is actually a streamer for WHF, so if you've got the time, check him out. Him and Powerbang both do the streaming for the clan, and both are well worth watching. So he's starting off with his queen and wizards onto those high hit point storages in Town Hall. Again, when you're designing bases, make sure that if you're having storages on the outside, you have them well defended so that they can't just pick them off with the queen or with wizards or minions, because storages can quite often be the difference between a 3-star and a fail. So he's got his king and a few Valks going in now. Got clan castle Valks as well. Both heroes are going in. Nice and early first jump. It's good to see. And the king is getting quite low health. Drops his ability and he's got heal on him. So the king kind of replenishes quite a bit. Queen targets onto the dragon, luckily. It goes down and then she's just going to bash on that expo. Got a few cogs coming in at the top archer tower and on the west. Still got 2 heals in the bag, so it should not be a problem taking down the rest of this base, especially with that amount of hogs. First heal spell could have been a little bit further north to cover that Tesla too, probably, but it does its job. The hogs stay alive as they take it down. Valks come along to help them as well. Second heal goes down as they make their way into the last compartment. Skeleton trap pops, but it's not too much bother. Still so many hogs left. Loses a few to springs, but it's not a sizable amount. And now it's just clean up. So well done to Hunter for that raid. It was a pretty good raid. Moving up to number 18, which is by Tim on his mini account. This is actually a cleanup from an attack that I did that was 99%. So it's pretty much the same attack with a few small changes that managed to get the 3. Obviously can't show my attack because we lost quite a few during the maintenance for the update. So we start off with a queen walk. Queen is taking down 3 air defences in her walk. She's got the one at the top and then one further down here and one further down here. So that manages to take out 3 of the 5 kind of defences for air. The 5th being the queen, obviously. So the queen takes down the clan castle with the help of a poison and a rage, and then starts making her way south. And then on the bottom soon, I believe, he starts with the golem and his king. A little early on the first wizard for the funnel, and he loses one. But it goes well for him in the end. Got a few Valks coming in to help with the funnel and help take down the heroes. Poison onto the heroes to make sure they don't do too much damage, and a rage. The Valks shred through them, and the king comes back inside. Queen still making her way around, taking down defences as she goes. And soon he will start the Lalun part. Drops his king's ability to help him through that compartment, and he's got a max hound in the CC, which is now 7,200 hit points. So that has a huge amount, so it does mighty tanking. Sweeper is causing a little bit of a problem, but with the help of a rage, the loons get through. Queen's still taking out defences on her way round, sends in the last few loons, and that's, yeah, it's quite slow from now on. The loons make their way to the last few defences. They've got just enough power in them to get them down. And then it is just clean up. Comes down to the same gold storage that was left on my 99%. But he manages to get it down just in time. This was like 2 minutes and 59 seconds attack. But he gets in the end, and it's a nice 3-star by Tim. Moving up quite a few to number 12 by Advised Walrus. Coming at it with a straight up shattered Goho. Walrus always finds a way to use the more traditional attacks on current anti-3-star bases, which is really interesting to see. So he's managed to get a bit of a free funnel here with the wizards. Doesn't need any tanking. Although at 12 o'clock he does need the tanking, so he's got a golem there. Second golem comes in as the wall breakers have broken in. Followed soon by the king. Yeah, there he is. Poison onto the minions, gets them down in a few seconds. Jump straight onto both heroes. The king uses his ability, and he just manages to take down the heroes before dying. These barbs are being a bit of an MVP. Queen's still taking down quite a few defences, and now he starts off with the hog part. He's got a large pack coming in straight away. They're going to be the main pack making their way through, and he's just going to reinforce with a few round the side to help funnel them through. Perfect heal onto those 3-point defences there, so he won't lose any early on. And here comes the reinforcement hogs there. Second heal goes down, straight into a second heal, so he's not giving the hogs any chance to die. And third heal goes down onto the last set of point defences. There's no more threats really. He's got one wizard tower and one archer tower. They're the main damage dealing, but you can see the pack of that hogs. There's a huge amount of hogs there. They're just going to shred the last couple of defences and then start clean up. So he's still got his queen up, still got a few wizards running round, and that mega pack of hogs, obviously. So it's just a case of time now, and he's got enough of it. So that was a nice raid by Walrus, taking us back to the traditional ones. Moving up again a couple to number 10. This is our Town Hall 10, 3-star by Hardy. So as you can see, it's a Zapquake Govaho with a bit of a queen walk. Starts off with an archer and a minion to start making a funnel for the queen, and then drops a second minion on that army camp just to make sure she goes north. And here's the Zapquake here. As you can see, the Inferno Tower is gone because it's level 1, I believe. Drops a giant and a few wall breakers to break down that first layer of wall, and now there's no question that the queen's going to go inside. Giant actually gets a few shots off on that cannon, which is helpful. So the cannon goes down, queen makes her way inside, and then he's quick in dropping the second set of wall breakers. They get through the second set of walls, and then the queen has got no option but to go further inside the base, and going to get a bit of queen on queen action. Rage goes down to help her through the clan castle. It's a golem, so it would take quite a long time otherwise. And the poison was placed perfectly so that the loon didn't get a shot off before dying. So now at the bottom you'll see he's got a golem and a few wizards creating a funnel, and then uses his king almost as a second golem to tank. So now he's sending in all of his Valks. They're just going to break through the first layer of wall. Doesn't bother bringing a jump for them until later on into the base, because there's no other place for them to go. Single loon comes into that bottom archer tower. That's going to be good value 1-on-1, and the core of that base is just being completely shredded by those Valks and the king. And actually that loon comes over and takes down the cannon and archer tower. A few hogs come in from the top to take down the last remaining defences. There's just enough to get through the base. They're on their last legs by the time they get to the archer tower, but they make it through. Take down the last mortar, and then it's just clean up. So very well done to Hardy for that attack. Moving on again to number 2, which is, well, according to Supercell, our only Town Hall 11 2-star. But you'll see in a minute that that's not so true. So Jammy's coming at it with a Queen Walk Govalk. Starting off with a few minions to get some free percentage. It's always good to see in these 2-star attempts, because you're wanting to make sure you get as high a percentage as possible. Queen starts off making her way from maybe, well, that's 11 o'clock actually, down to 10. And then further if she so pleases. So he's managed to have a nice funnel created by those minions. She's got no option but to go south. Got 2 expos on her at the moment, so he's going to have to drop a rage soon, because she's going to walk into an archer tower as well. Rage could have been a little bit further down, but she still manages to stay alive. Starts off with a golem and quite a few wizards to funnel. Although he's only creating one side of the funnel there. He's got the queen creating the other. King and Valks come in with a jump straight away. They're going to get straight into that core and start taking stuff down. Second jump to connect them to the town hall compartment. Nice early rage makes them go through straight to the town hall. Freeze onto the Inferno Tower to make sure those Valks stay nice and healthy. And that goes down in no time. From now on it's just percentage. So he's still got the percentage for 2-star, he's just trying to get some extra percentage for in case it comes down to percentage. And in this war we had no idea if it was going to come down to percentage, due to all the glitches and disconnects that both teams had. So the Queen's just going to bash on a wall or speed through that. She's going to get an extra few percentages. but that's basically the end of the raid. There's a nice 2-star by Jammy, quite high percentage. And now moving on to number 1, which looks like a 49% 1-star. So again, Jammy's coming in with the Queen Walk Go Valho. No, just Queen Walk Go Valk, sorry. Starting off with a few minions yet again. Getting those free buildings. And this time he starts off with the Queen on the bottom. Drops a wizard so that she makes her way to the east. Taking down defences as she goes. Now he's got a few wall breakers coming straight in, taking down that first layer of wall. And as you can see, this compartment here is only 6 tiles wide. So she can reach all of those buildings from where she is. Starts off with a few wizards to funnel on the west, and straight in with a jump. Warden, King and a bunch of Alks come straight in. They're going to jump straight through to that Eagle artillery compartment while the Queen does her work. Could have had an earlier rage here. He left it a little bit too late, but still does its job. They managed to take down the Town Hall. Freeze goes on to the Inferno Tower, keeps those Valks at a nice healthy level while they take down a few more percentage. And as you can see, he's got a 50% 2-star, 52% 2-star, sorry. However, as we back out, you will see that there's a bit of a glitch where it shows a 49% 1-star instead. Now it would be unfair for me to say that that happened to our side without saying that it happened on their side as well. They actually 3-starred Blaine here, but it's counted it as a 97% 2-star. So it's happened to both clans. Probably wouldn't have had too much of an effect on the war at the end. As I say, both clans had disconnects, so you can't really say anything bad about either clans. So that's going to be that for this war recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe and comment. You can also contact me on Twitter at ChiefLogan3010, and I'll see you guys in the next one.